Should I stop? Is this good?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Sorry. So this is from 57. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
When Adam told me about this collaboration with a composer, first I was just really thrilled and honored because, you know, he thought of me for this. But it was also a little scary because in the beginning I was like, this could go in so many different directions. And it really required me to let go of the steering wheel a little bit, you know? Like there's definitely more vulnerability in this process than in past ballets I've created.
Can I have your foot?
Just got it.
Would you like something like that?
Peter Golub, reached out to me about, do you want to put your hat in the ring for this? I think it's a great opportunity. I was like, yes, of course. And I think it was like, I just decided right away that I'm just going to put my favorite stuff in the port, not like stuff that, oh, this is really well written or this is impressive or people like this one. I just picked the stuff that really spoke to me, that like I just went for it and was trying something new. And then so when you reached out and you wanted to work together, I was like, this is going to be special because she heard some crazy stuff and she went for it. So
yeah, well, it's like I wanted the challenge too, because it's like, I really want to grow as a choreographer, and it's really easy, when you're just picking your own music to kind of like be like, oh, well, I know how to do this, or I know this is going to turn out okay. But, it's important to me to push myself into different genres and use different types of music. So it was kind of like I knew in my gut that she was the right choice, and then I kind of had these things saying like, oh, well, maybe this would be easier, maybe this would be like more balletic, or but I'm so glad that I like went with my gut, So.
I am too.
Yeah.
The technology of music sample libraries nowadays are just almost, you can hear the difference between a live instrument and MIDI instrument, but they've advanced so much that sometimes it's really hard to discern the difference. And so when I create in Logic, I'm able to send Emily like a fully formed thought where she's hearing a full orchestra, voices. I bring in a lot of like sound design. So that's all there. So it's, from start to finish, from what she's hearing is not going to change a lot once we record the instruments. It's going to be the same thing, but just kind of, humanized and obviously to have a live performance in a recording changes it completely, but for the purposes of working and having it so close to the finished product, it's a great process. And for someone like me, it's like a whole orchestra in a box.
That's it. I found Katy's music really exciting when I, first heard it. And the more I listened to it, the more the more that was kind of revealed about her. I feel like she's really brave, and she's like unafraid to use different sounds. And I don't know that much about music. Like I wouldn't be able to give you the, proper vernacular for things, but it's like she seems like she has a lot of ideas. Like that's what I got. I was like, she is full of ideas, and she's not afraid to like see where they take her. But she can also make music that's really beautiful and heartfelt and just like, emotional. And I was like, I feel like she could do anything, but I just loved it, So I was Yeah, it was, you know, like some people, they're all kind of the same flavor. And for hers, like I could tell they were all hers, but they had so much range.
So, bum, bum. This is the part I'm not sure about. Bum, bum, bum. How about that? Like, so sort of sweep in front and behind your head, and then come up. Tendu, sort of on half toe.
Sometimes with a filmmaker, you feel like you're writing the music together because they're influencing it so much. And this was kind of similar but different in that, you know, we were working on the same thing together and it was both of our work, you know. So it was, she had such great ideas for the music, you know. It just felt like we were driving the piece together. I was so open to everything she had to say, and she moved the music in a very good direction. And we talked a lot about story and emotion, and even the end of the first movement is like one of my favorite things because I thought I had finished it and we were kind of done. And then you called me and you're like, I just feel like it should be joyful at the end. And we redid it. Now it's like one of my favorite pieces. And that ending comes back in the fifth movement in a way that is really impactful. And that's really cool. And that was, you know, Emily had the idea and we put it in and now it's like a huge, you know, it's a huge part of the piece.
We've talked about this, about the ballet being kind of a product of its time, you know, but it's very hopeful.
Yeah.
You know, and it's and I think that's what we wanted from the start. No matter what the theme was, like we knew that was what we wanted to leave the audience with.
There's a very detailed storyline actually,
yeah.
but when it comes down to like the music and, you know, I think dance, we wanted to make it a bit more
less literal.
Yeah.
The story was kind of where we met, you know, because like I'm used to either having a concept or already having music that I love and just making a ballet based on that. And, you know, I feel like you watch a scene, right? And then you have to compose to it. So we both were having to work in a way that was unfamiliar to us. And I think coming up with a story was a way for us to have a meeting point and a place to take off from.
It's like, she's this totally unsuspecting, like, little heroine. But when she makes a fist and like hits the ground, the earth shakes. Dance is basically like the physical manifestation of music, right? So like just being able to work in that medium in this like beautiful expression of music, you know, it's awesome.
I want to like keep making ballets. Like I want to be a team, and just because it just feels more complete, you know, when you have music that's created for a ballet and a ballet that's, you know, kind of reflecting this music that was just created. You know, it's just so different, and it just feels more fresh in so many ways. And I've learned how much I love collaboration. You know, I feel like with the right person, you know, because it's like obviously some people just aren't compatible in that way, but in some ways it takes some of the, like in the past I'd be like, oh, this is my ballet. And this is like, I have so much, like just have so much like ownership over it. Like this is mine. And I feel so much more proud of this one. I think I'm going to feel so much more proud of this one because it was like, there's something so much more fulfilling to me about it. And it's like sometimes you don't have all the ideas, or sometimes you don't have the best ideas, or sometimes other people will spark an idea in you, or they'll be the inspiration for something that then you're like, oh my God, that's genius. You know, it's like, so I hope I did that for Katy, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, I hope that this collaboration doesn't end with this ballet. Like that's my hope.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise. I would love to do another one and then another one.
Yeah.